moving on to the next unit of this semester 1, that is the name of this unit called as quantum mechanics. Okay, so looking at the introduction of this unit, students, this quantum mechanics is said to be a theoretical science which deals with the movement of microscopic particles. So you know the difference between micro and macro, right? So this chapter deals with the movement or motion of the microscopic particles, which are considered to have both particle and wave-like nature. Okay, and this quantum mechanics, students, it was developed by two persons, namely Erwin Schrödinger and Werner Heisenberg in the year 1926. And also, in order to explain or to make us understand the quantum mechanics, a fundamental basic equation was derived by Erwin Schrödinger, for which he was given a Nobel Prize in the year 1933. And students, as you have learned this atomic structure at your intermediate level, you must be knowing that many of the scientists have proposed many concepts like Niels Bohr, de Broglie, Heisenberg, okay, and what all these persons they have quoted. So once a quick recollection of these concepts, students, Niels Bohr, according to his atomic model or the concept of his atomic model, he proposed that electrons are particles moving in sharply defined paths, and also he also has explained, or he also has proposed that it's possible to assign the position and moment at a given moment, position and momentum to an electron, and de Broglie has proposed that electron has both wave and particle-like nature, and Heisenberg, who has given the Heisenberg uncertainty principle, which says that no, it's not possible to assign or to specify position and momentum exactly at a given moment. Okay, so now the problem is, when it is not possible to assign position and momentum of an electron of a particular energy at a given time, then it is waste of thinking about the sharply defined paths, right? Then what is possible? Yeah, it is possible to predict the probability of locating an electron possessing particular amount of energy at a given time in a given region. What is the meaning of probability? That means the electron at this time, it might be here, or at this moment the electron might be at this position. So that's called as probability concept. And this probability concept, in order to explain this, students, our Schrödinger, he has come into the scene, and he has derived an equation mathematically to explain this probability concept, taking into consideration the classical wave equation. Students, before, prior to quantum mechanics, there was wave mechanics, which was dealing with the macroscopic particles. Okay, so in that classical wave mechanics, an equation was proposed, which is called as classical wave equation of a particle moving along x-axis. That's what we call one-dimensional. Okay, so it was also proposed that electron is having wave and particle-like nature. Therefore, what Schrödinger did, he has taken this classical wave equation of the particle along x-axis. Okay, so let us start this chapter with the derivation of Schrödinger wave equation. So take a fresh new page, put the heading quantum mechanics and side heading as Schrödinger wave equation. So students, under the side heading, write down a sentence. Since electron is proved to have wave-like character, classical wave equation, underline classical wave equation of a particle, classical wave equation of a particle along one axis, that is one dimensional, is taken into consideration or can be applied. Okay, can be applied to it. So what is this classical wave equation, students? We need not derive this equation. Okay, so from this Schrodinger has derived his wave equation called as Schrodinger wave equation. Okay, students, that sentence is clear now. I am reading it once again. Since electron is proved to have wave-like character, classical wave equation of a particle along its axis, that is one dimensional, can be applied to it. Below write down the equation psi. This is psi, students. Psi is equal to a sine, capital A sine 2 pi x by lambda. Put it in a box and mark this equation as 1. Okay, and let us write down the terms involved in this equation, students, where psi is wave function representing the amplitude of the wave, capital A constant, small x displacement, and lambda, as you all know, wavelength. Once again, students, psi wave function representing the amplitude of the wave, capital A is constant, x is displacement, lambda is wavelength. Moving on to the derivation. So students, next below the terms write down differentiating equation 1 with respect to small letter x. Write down, students, one sentence. Differentiating the above equation. Above equation means what? Psi is equal to a sine 2 pi x by lambda. Okay. So, how to write after differentiating equation 1 with respect to x. So, write down. Psi is equal to, now students, so differentiating with respect to x. So, what did we write here? D by dx. D is nothing but which corresponds to differentiation. Okay. So, d by dx into psi is equal to d by dx. Students, add one little word here. Differentiating the above equation with respect to x on both the sides you write, please. Okay. On both the sides. Fine. So, right side d by dx again into a sine 2 pi x by lambda. Okay. So, what did we write, ma? How did we write? After differentiating. So, differentiating with respect to x. So, d by dx. What is there left hand side? Psi. So, into psi is equal to differentiating right hand side portion with respect to x. D by dx into a sine 2 pi x by lambda. Okay, students. So, inside the brackets there is a sine 2 pi x by lambda. So, we know a is a constant. So, a cannot be differentiated. So, bring a outside the brackets and send d by dx inside the brackets. So, next step write down. A into d by dx into sine 2 pi x by lambda. Okay. Just bring this a outside, send this d by dx inside. Fine. Besides, write down. Since d by dx of sine x is equal to, look here students, mathematical equations these. We will apply the mathematical equations to this derivation. Look here, what do we have inside the brackets? D by dx into sine 2 pi x by lambda. Na? Actually, there is a mathematical expression. D by dx of sine x is equal to, what is the value? Cos x into d by dx of x. Okay. So, write down in the column, since d by dx into sine x is equal to cos x into d by dx of x. Here, what is there in the place of x in our expression? Sine x, na? This is there. 2 pi x by lambda is there. So, apply that expression to our equation. So, what comes below? Write down. A. Okay. Now, d by dx into sine 2 pi x by lambda will be equal to cos 2 pi x by lambda into d by dx of x is there now. So again 2 pi x by lambda. Clear? Just apply this expression to our expression ma. Take 1 minute time to understand each and every step. Okay? So a into cos 2 pi x by lambda into d by dx of 2 pi x by lambda. Next step, what did I do? A cos 2 pi x by lambda into this 2 pi by lambda cannot be differentiated. So I brought it outside and this d went inside, dx went inside. So what is there? D into x dx, dx dx. Both dx gets cancelled. Okay. Now bringing this 2 pi lambda outside along with this constant. A into 2 pi by lambda. What is there inside the brackets, students? Cos into 2 pi x by lambda. Okay. What is the left hand side? Therefore, d psi by dx is equal to a into 2 pi by lambda cos 2 pi x by lambda. This is the first part of this derivation ma. If you understand this part, we can go easily the further part of the derivation. Okay. So what did we do? Psi is equal to a sine 2 pi x by lambda. What is that? That equation is called as classical wave equation. What is that? Psi is equal to a sine 2 pi x by lambda. Then what did we do? We differentiated both sides with respect to x. So d by dx into psi is equal to d by dx into a sine 2 pi x by lambda. So once again 1 minute I will give time, or while listening you just take 1 minute. Okay. So till here we reached. Now this equation again if we differentiate with respect to x on both the sides. Okay. So here write down. See girls, students, I have written here this equation again on differentiating with respect to x. Same what we did here we will do to this equation also. Okay. So write down below. Next step. Left side what is there? D psi by dx. So what should we do? We should differentiate this side and that side also with respect to x. So how to differentiate? D by dx. Here how we did? D by dx. Into what is there? D psi by dx. D psi by dx is equal to d by dx into this whole portion. A simply copy down. A 2 pi by lambda cos 2 pi x by lambda cos 2 pi x by lambda. Okay. So differentiating this equation on both the sides with respect to x, we will write like this. Okay. So let us write the next step after this. So students, write down d square psi by dx square. D square psi by dx square. Why we are writing only dx square, students? Dx into dx is equal to dx square. Why? Because dx is considered as a single term. It's not d square x square. Okay. So d square psi by dx square is equal to a into 2 pi by lambda into d by dx into cos 2 pi x by lambda. Okay students, clear now? D square psi by dx square is equal to a into 2 pi by lambda into d by dx into cos 2 pi x by lambda. Okay. Now below write down. Since this is a mathematical expression, we will apply this to our equation. Okay. Write down below. Since d by dx into cos x is equal to, previously there was sin x, right? Now d by dx into cos x. What is the value of d by dx into cos x, students? It is equal to minus sin x into d by dx into x. Write down. Since d by dx into cos x is equal to minus sin x into d by dx into x. Okay. So in the place of x we have 2 pi x by lambda. So write down, students, after this step is equal to a 2 pi by lambda inside the brackets minus sin. In the place of x we have 2 pi x by lambda. Therefore minus sin 2 pi x by lambda into d by dx into x na. d by dx into 2 by x by lambda. Okay. Next is equal to a 2 pi by lambda into minus sign 2 pi x by lambda. This portion, like previously how we did there in part 1, similarly here also students, 2 pi by lambda, write it outside, send this d by dx inside the brackets. So it becomes dx by dx, again like how we did in the part 1, dx gets cancelled. Okay. Now what should be done? Next step, this 2 pi by lambda we will bring it outside. Go back and check. I will give 20 seconds time. Part 1 you check once. We did the same, right? Yes. So again next step, a 2 pi by lambda, bringing this 2 pi by lambda outside the brackets, 2 pi by lambda. Now what is remaining inside? Minus sign 2 pi x by lambda. Okay. Therefore, d square psi by dx square is equal to small simple multiplication. A 2 pi into 2 pi. 2 into 2 how much? 4. Pi into pi square. Lambda into lambda square. So this portion must be looking easy for you, right? A into 2 pi into 2 pi 4 pi square by lambda square into minus sign 2 pi x by lambda. Okay students, next below. So look here, inside the brackets there is minus before sign. So I am bringing this minus sign outside. So minus a 4 pi square by lambda square, 4 pi square by lambda square into, now don't write again minus inside, sine 2 pi x by lambda. Okay. Now, next step what did I do? Minus 4 pi square by lambda square, 4 pi square by lambda square. I have sent inside the brackets. So, minus 4 pi square by lambda square into a sine 2 pi x by lambda. Sit for a while, I will give you 30 seconds time. Why I have sent this a inside the brackets? In order to simplify the expression. If possible, write down the next step on your own. Okay. So, from equation 1, d square psi by dx square is equal to minus 4 pi square by lambda square into psi. Go and look back at your equation number 1. Okay, got it now? So why did I send a inside the brackets? To simplify the equation. Fine. So the whole portion inside the brackets can be made equal to sine. Okay. So therefore, from equation 1, d square psi by dx square is equal to minus 4 pi square by lambda square into psi. This equation can also be written in another way, students. So write down d square psi by dx square is equal to minus 4 pi square psi. What is there in the denominator? Lambda square. So we will write it separately into 1 by lambda square. If you write like that, any wrong is there? No, we will get the same minus 4 pi square psi by lambda square only we will get. But we are separating that portion. This also why we did, you will understand in the coming steps, that is in the further portion of the derivation. Okay, next portion of the derivation. So mark this expression as equation number 2. Okay, remember this students, I will ask again. Next, now all the portion which is now coming after this, you know all these equations. Okay, so write down according to energy conservation principle. According to energy conservation principle, E is equal to K plus V. What is E? What is K? What is V? Yes, total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. From this expression, K will be equal to E minus V. Okay, but we all know that K is equal to half mv square and P is equal to mv. What is P? momentum, mass into velocity. So squaring this expression on both the sides, write out squaring on both the sides and dividing by m. Students, till here you might have understood. This portion is an easy portion. Okay, you can understand, right? So E total energy K plus V, K is equal to A minus V. But we know that K is equal to half mv square and P is equal to mv, students. So besides this equation, write down in the brackets squaring on both the sides. What do we get if we square on both the sides? P into P, M into M, V into V. And not only squaring, we should divide it by m. Okay. Therefore, next step. P square by m is equal to m square v square by m. Okay. Written. Now, m square m. So, this m and 1m gets cancelled. So, what remains, students? P square by m is equal to P square by m is equal to 1m is there, na? mv square. Okay. So, multiplying both sides by half, 1 by 2. This expression P square by m is equal to mv square, write down in the brackets. If we multiply both the sides by 1 by 2. What comes next? P square by 2m is equal to half mv square. P square by 2m is equal to half mv square. But half mv square is k. Therefore, P square by 2m is equal to k. But k is equal to how much? E minus v. Therefore, after this step, students, P square by 2m is equal to, in the place of k, you can write E minus v. Write down, therefore, P square by 2m is equal to E minus v. So, below that, write down, according to de Broglie wave theory, according to de Broglie wave theory. So, this also you know now, students, lambda is equal to h by mv. What is mv? P is equal to mv, you know that. So, lambda is equal to h by p. From this expression, p can be written as h by lambda. Again, students, lambda is equal to h by mv, that we all know. So, that can be simplified as lambda is equal to h by p, where p is equal to mv. Therefore, lambda we can write it as h by p. So, from this we can write down p equals to h by lambda. Okay. But we have seen that p square by 2m is equal to E minus v. So, here we got it as p is equal to h by lambda, students. But p square can be h square by lambda square. Okay. Don't get confused. Lambda is equal to h by mv. Therefore, lambda is equal to h by p. Why? Because p is equal to mv. Okay. From this, p can be written as h by lambda. But we have seen p square by 2m is equal to E minus v. Okay. So, from this p square will be equal to how much? H square by lambda square. Okay. So, therefore, look here, students. P square by 2m is equal to E minus v. Na? Look here. E minus v is equal to p square value how much now? From here, h square by lambda square. Here 2m is already there. So, into 2m. Okay. So, 10 seconds time. E minus v is equal to h square by lambda square into 2m. Clear till here? Next. E minus v is equal to h square by 2m. E minus V is equal to h square by 2m, h square by 2m. Here again what we are doing? Into 1 by lambda square, we are writing it separately. Okay? So E minus V is equal to h square by 2m into 1 by lambda square. Now, from this equation, 1 by lambda square value we will write down. 1 by lambda square is equal to E minus V by h square by 2m. Okay. So, this whole portion which is there with 1 by lambda square will go down. Okay. Therefore, 1 by lambda square is equal to E minus V by h square by 2m. So, this 2m goes to the numerator. Therefore, 1 by lambda square is equal to E minus V into 2m. This 2m, it goes to the numerator. What is there in the denominator? H square. Now, 1 by lambda square value, we got it as E minus V into 2m by h square. Mark this as equation 3. Now, you understood why I made there write 1 by lambda square separately. Now, substituting this 1 by lambda square value in that equation. Okay? Next, from equations 2 and 3. From equations 2 and 3. Once look at equation 2 also, students. Okay? So, from that means we are combining these two equations 2 and 3. D square psi by dx square is equal to minus 4 pi square psi into 1 by lambda square. There that equation. Okay? So, here substituting the value of 1 by lambda square. So, into E minus V into 2m by h square. Okay? Now, below write down. So, 4 into 2, 8. D square psi by dx square is equal to minus 8. Copy down all this. Pi square, psi, m, E minus V by h square. Okay? Now, there is negative sign on right side. If you bring negative sign to left side, what happens? Positive. So, bringing all this portion to left side, d square psi by dx square plus 8 pi square psi m by h square into E minus V will be equal to 0. Okay? D square psi by dx square plus 8 pi square psi m into E minus V by h square is equal to 0. Put it in a box and mark this equation as equation number 4. So, equation 4 is called as wave equation. Write down, students. Equation 4 is called as wave equation when the particle is moving along one direction, that is x-axis. Okay? Now, for electrons which can move, or which can have their wave motion along any of the three axes, that is x, y or z, then equation 4 goes like this. Okay, students, equation 4 explains the motion of the particle, okay, along only one axis, that is x-axis, when it is one dimensional. Suppose if the electron can move along any of the three axes, that is when it is three dimensional, x, y or z, then equation 4 can be written as, write down, dou square psi by dou x square plus dou square, now we will not write d, when it is along one dimension we used d. Now it is three dimensional, we are using the letter dou, students, dou. Okay, see like this, dou square psi by dou x square plus dou square psi by dou y square plus dou square psi by dou z square plus 8 pi square m by h square into E minus V into psi is equal to 0. Okay, the equation is expanded in this way when the electron is having its wave motion along any of the three axes. Okay. Again reading out for you. Dou square psi by dou x square plus dou square psi by dou y square plus dou square psi by dou z square plus 8 pi square m into e minus v into psi by h square is equal to 0. Mark it as equation number 5. Now, put it in a box. This is called as Schrodinger wave equation. This is called as Schrodinger wave equation, and xyz represents the three dimensions which can also be called as Cartesian coordinates. Write down in the brackets Cartesian coordinates. And from in this expression, m is nothing but mass of the electron, E is the total energy of the electron, and psi is the wave function. Okay students, this is called as Schrodinger wave equation. Okay, so don't be happy that we have derived Schrodinger wave equation and the derivation is completed. Still more to go. We will simplify this equation. Okay. So students, next write down below, since dou square by dou x square plus dou square by dou y square plus dou square by dou z square. Look at the Schrodinger wave equation for an electron which can have its wave motion along any of the three axes, that means which is three-dimensional. In that equation, this portion, which portion? Dou square by dou x square plus dou square by dou y square plus dou square by dou z. There is no psi, students. So this portion can be written, can be made equal to del square, students. So this is called as Laplacian operator. So in quantum mechanics, we find different operators to make the equation understand in a simpler way. Okay students. Now this whole portion can be simply written as del square. That this del square is called as Laplacian operator. Okay. Now modifying equation 5. Equation 5 can be written as, so this whole portion we can simply write it as del square, but you should add psi to it, plus rest of the portion is same. 8 pi square m by h square into e minus v into psi is equal to 0. Okay. This can also be written like this, students. Del square sine plus 8 we can split into 2 into 4, right? So 2m, 8 pi square m can be split as 2m into 4 pi square by h square into e minus v into psi is equal to 0. Here put it as or write down the same expression in this way, students. 2m into 4 pi square. Okay. Now this can also be written as del square sine plus 2m. Now this 4 pi square by h square, I am writing it as 1 by h square by 4 pi square. Why? I have written in the brackets, see. A by b can be written as 1 by b by a. It is nothing but a by b only, na? Tricks in the mathematics. If you learn mathematics and if you try to understand mathematics, we can enjoy a lot. Okay. So therefore 4 pi square by h square, we can write it as 1 by h square by 4 pi square. Okay. Into e minus v into psi is equal to 0. Okay. Below write down del square sine plus 2m by, now this is h bar square. Here h square by 4 pi square is there, na students. This quantity is equal to h bar square. It is a new term where h bar is called as Dirac constant. Dirac is the name of a person. So it is called as Dirac constant. Okay. So h bar value is how much? Look there, I have written in the brackets. H by 2 pi. So h bar square will be equal to h square by 4 pi square. Okay. Therefore h square by 4 pi square we can write it as h bar square, which is called as direct constant. H bar is direct constant, students, into e minus v into psi is equal to 0. Okay. Now this equation multiplying on both sides by h bar square by 2m. Write down. Multiplying the above equation both the sides by minus h bar square by 2m. Students, can you see this? Are the letters very small? No, na? So kindly please cooperate with me, reading out for you. Multiplying on both sides by minus h bar square by 2m. So what do we get when we multiply like this? So after multiplying we get minus h bar square by 2m into del square psi plus 2m by h bar square into e minus v into psi is equal to 0. Okay. So below write down, students, minus h bar square by 2m. I am opening up the brackets. Okay. So we are multiplying with minus h bar square by 2m now. Okay. So after opening the brackets, minus h bar square by 2m minus h bar square by 2m into del square psi minus, why did I write here? Inside the brackets, what is it? Plus 2m by h bar square. Minus into plus how much? Minus, right. So minus. Now this portion multiply with minus h bar square by 2m. So minus h bar square by 2m into 2m by h bar square into e minus v into psi is equal to 0. One easy portion for you. H bar square, cancel it. 2m, cancel it. So what remains? H bar square, here write down minus h bar square by 2m into del square psi minus, what is remaining, students? E minus v into psi is equal to 0. Okay. Now minus h bar square by 2m into del square psi minus, here e minus v into psi into e psi, minus into minus, plus v into psi, v psi is equal to 0. Okay. Now next step is equal to minus h bar square by 2m into del square plus v psi is equal to, shifting this minus e psi to right hand side, it becomes plus e psi. Okay. Now we can take psi common out. So minus h bar square by 2m into del square plus v into psi is equal to e psi. Okay. So now students, this portion, which portion? Minus h bar square by 2m into del square plus v is nothing but h cap, which is called as Hamiltonian operator. So this whole portion we can simplify it as a h cap. Okay. So h cap into psi is equal to e psi. Okay. So finally Schrodinger wave equation can be written in this simpler way. Okay, students. So this is quite a long derivation, but each and every step in textbook you will not be finding each and every step. So in the middle many steps will be skipped. There will be direct steps, but I have given each and every step so that even if it is little long, you can understand this derivation easily, students. And one more thing, please don't by heart the derivation. Okay, never by heart the derivation. Suppose if you forget in the middle, you cannot carry forward the derivation. Okay, so always try to understand each and every step. So how I did each and every step, no worries, practice it some 3 to 4 times or 5 to 6 times. Take buy a rough book and practice this derivation. You can do it very easily, students. Okay, so this is all for today's class, and the next class I will be meeting you with a new topic, students. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye bye.